Hi, welcome back to my channel, According to Kat. If you are new here, please introduce yourself in the comments below. If you're returning, just say hi. If you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel and lets me know what kind of videos you want more of. And if you have not yet subscribed, I invite you to do so. I like decor on a budget and thrifting on a budget and Dollar Tree DIYs, things like that. And what are we gonna be making today?
Okay, so I'm really excited to show you how I made these 3 spring DIYs. I love how they turned out. I'm really liking the moss green this season, and I'm loving using those wooden beads. If you want to learn how to make these, stay tuned.
If you'd like to know what supplies I've used, please check out the description box below, and let's get right into the video.
Okay, DIY number 1, beaded wreath. So I found a wire hanger, and yes, I only had one in my entire house, but I did find one. And I basically started shaping it into a circle, and then I opened up the top where it hooks. I thought it was going to be harder than it was, but it wasn't. I thought I was going to have to use like pliers or something, and I didn't. Those wooden beads, the little bag of them of 12, I got those at Hobby Lobby. I want to say they were like $2, something like that, and you got 12 in a pack, and I like them because they're really large. Now I showed you that little pack that is from Walmart, and they're about $10, but you get a whole bunch of them, so those are really great options. I used 2 bags to fill up that much of the wire hanger. Now I wanted to leave some of the wire hanger blank because I want to put on some flowers and a ribbon and whatever. So I left that area blank. I'm cutting off any excess pieces that are sticking up. Now I took this Dollar Tree burlap ribbon, and I am cutting a piece off to kind of like conceal that, help the flower stick a little better. So I'm just going to wrap it around that exposed wire, and plus it will keep those wooden beads in place and they won't be moving all over the place. So I'm basically just wrapping it right around and hot gluing it. So once I did that, I figured I'm going to get out what florals I need or greenery. I always like to start with the leaves. These lamb's ear are from not Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and I bought them last year, but I got such a good price on them. I believe I got them 80% off, so they were a really good deal. And if you have long stems like this, please keep them because you can make them into wreaths, something like that, as a wreath form. So I always keep mine. So I just want to let you know that Heidi Sombel from Happily Thriving Heidi reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be part of her Friend Friday Hop. I joined these awesome creators and we did some wonderful spring DIYs for y'all, so make sure you check everyone out. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Kat from According to Kat. Welcome. And if you'd like to subscribe, I upload every week. I like to do DIYs on a budget using Dollar Tree products or items from the thrift store. So yeah, consider subscribing. So next I used some floral tape from the Dollar Tree, and I'm wrapping it around the greenery stems. Now I did try using hot glue and it was not working, so I decided to try this and it worked beautifully. So just so you know, some people claim that the tape is really not sticky from the Dollar Tree, but if you use it the way like you're supposed to like pull it, and it releases like a type of glue and it sticks against itself. So make sure when you're using it to pull it really tight, and that way it will do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so the next thing I am doing, I'm taking these green berries from the Dollar Tree, and I'm putting 2 bunches on each side. Again, I tried hot glue, did not work. I don't know why I kept trying it, like thought, oh, maybe it'll work this time. It didn't work. So yeah, I went back to my floral tape, and it worked really well. So just make sure when you're wrapping it around, you pull it really taut, so that way it releases that glue. That's the best way for me to describe it. Okay, so I love how this is looking, and I decide, first I have to cut off any extra stems that are sticking out. And then I decide I'm going to use these magnolias. I got them from the Dollar Tree, and I think they're really pretty, and I think they're a good fit for this project. So the first thing I did was I cut off any stems, and I'm hot gluing it right now. And this actually worked. The hot glue on this worked. I'm hot gluing it right to that burlap on the wreath, on the wire wreath. So it did stick to that. And it wasn't heavy that it would pull it down. So it worked out perfectly. So I used 4 because you got 4 on a bunch, and then I realized I needed a little more, so I used 2 more magnolias off of the second bunch, and then I just hot glued it in place. And I really love how they looked. They're large flowers, but they really made a statement against the beads, and I loved it. Okay, so the next thing I did was I took this Dollar Tree burlap ribbon, and I'm just making a loop onto itself. So you can see what I'm doing here. I just put a little hot glue right in the center, and I am just folding those 2 pieces over, and I have my loop. I'm really not great at making bows, so there's a lot of bow tutorials out there. But this is just how I make mine, so I'll show you how I did it. Then I made a second loop out of the same burlap, and I glued it on top of each other. Okay, so I took this ticking ribbon from Hobby Lobby, but I did see they have it at Dollar Tree now, but I did not find it. So they do have ticking ribbon there. So again, I made another loop. So now I have 3 loops varying in size from biggest to smallest. And then I just hot glued them down. And then I took a piece of that ticking ribbon and just wrapped it around to see how it would look. And yep, looking good. So I didn't secure it yet. So the next thing I did was I took a piece of burlap and a longer piece, and I just folded it in the middle, and then I glued it onto the back. So those will be the tails. And then I took 2 pieces of the ticking ribbon, and they're going to go right in front of those tail pieces just to add another dimension to the bow. So I'm just going to hot glue it right under those faux tails that are there now. Yes, faux tails. You like it, right? Okay. Yeah, it's really late right now, just so you know. I'm so tired. So if I sound delirious, you know why. Okay, so right now I'm just hot gluing that centerpiece on and keeping it nice and tight. And look how pretty this looks. I loved how it turned out. Again, I'm not the best at making bows, but I did like how this one turned out. It was really pretty. All right, so I just took some hot glue, and yes, the hot glue worked on this. Burlap to burlap, it definitely worked. And I put it right there in the center. Now, I will tell you, I did rip it off because you know me, if I don't like something, I need to rip it off. The reason was I didn't like it like sitting straight at the bottom. I wanted it to be like diagonal. Yeah, so you can see how it said thumbs down. So I ripped off the bow, but once I put the bow diagonal, there was too much space in that area. So what I decided to do was I took another bunch of lamb's ear, and this is from Walmart, and I love their lamb's ear the best. And I hot glued some of that lamb's ear on, and yes, that stayed. And then I put the bow right on top of the lamb's ear. So some of the lamb's ear is backwards because of just the way, it's made. So sometimes I just rip some off. I'm just showing you how I do it. I just rip some off of those leaves, and then I'll put some hot glue down so that they're all facing forward and you don't see the back of the leaves. So that's a little trick you can do. And I just put my bow in place, and now I can kind of have the bow on the side. DIY number 2, succulent grow planter. So I'm using my Moss Waverly Chalk Paint and this Dollar Tree planter, and I'm just going to give it a good coat of the paint. Now, you need more than 1 coat. So I definitely put 2 coats on. The second coat I put on a little thicker than the first, but I put a nice thin layer on. Then I waited for it to dry, and then I went back with a second layer. I was going to distress it, but then I decided not to. So I took this little circle out of this box frame from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I pulled that out. Like, it hurt me. It did. And I'm going to use that little circle. So I use that from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using some Waverly Chalk Paint in white, and I'm giving it a good coat. And this you have to make a little thick just to cover those words. And then I'm using my nail dryer. Yes, nail dryer. It works to speed up your drying process. So I always keep it there. I stopped using, like, I don't really do my nails anymore, so I stopped using it. And then I thought, oh my gosh, that's such a, I can use that. I can reuse it and, not waste. All right, so now I'm taking the mineral chalk paint in Waverly, and I love this stuff because it's a really gray khaki, and it just is really nice for distressing. So after my 2 coats on that circle of the white, I went back with the mineral, and I'm just doing some distressing. I realized I put a little too much and I didn't like it, or just I didn't like the way it kind of did striations, so I went back with some white, waited for that to dry, and then I went back over it again with the mineral, and I love how it turned out this time. And there you go. So good. Okay, so now I'm taking these stencils from Walmart, and I like that thin print, and I just got these recently. I want to say they were like $3.99, but you got 3 sheets, and they are from Walmart, like I said, and I'm using this stencil with my pencil. And because, I didn't want to goof up with my marker, my paint pen, and then have to redo the whole thing. And yeah, my pencil actually flung under it, so yeah, I would have messed it up. So after I went through with the pencil, I went back with my black Sharpie paint marker, and I am just spelling out the word grow. Make sure when you use your stencils, always start in the center of your word and move out so you had enough room. I thought I had enough room, and then I didn't realize how big the W was because I started in the center with the R and O. So I'm like, oh no, what do I do? So what I did was I used the M upside down because the M was skinnier. Yeah, so that's how I fix my problem. Because I tell my students, every problem has a solution. We just have to figure out what it is. And I'm just erasing any pencil marks, and now I'm just taking whatever's on that brush, it's super dry, and I just put some white across it. I'm taking some hot glue, and I'm putting it right there on the planter, and I'm just holding it there for a second so it dries. The next thing I did was I just took some Dollar Tree bags. Even my bags are Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree rocks, and I put them inside. So the bags just kind of filled it up a little bit, and then I put the rocks in. Those are from Dollar Tree, and then I got some Dollar Tree succulents, and I just laid them right on top. Super simple. And I really like Dollar Tree succulents. I think they do a really good job with them. Actually, that one in the back is not Dollar Tree. Shh. It's Target Dollar Spot. That tall one, but the Dollar Tree does have tall ones like that. I just had that one from the Dollar Spot, and that's it. I love it. DIY number 3, beads with wood riser. So again, I have these beads from Walmart. They're about $9.99, but you get a whole bunch. So I am taking 4 of these, coffee color beans, and some of this mineral chalk paint. This is a wood piece from Dollar Tree. It's like a little plaque, and I gave it a good coating. Now I'm taking some Hazelnut Waverly Chalk Paint, and I'm going right on top just to add some, distressing. And I wanted this to look, like old barn wood. So let's see if I can recreate that. So I'm taking some Waverly Chalk Paint in white, and I am now brushing that right on top. And I will tell you, I love Waverly Chalk Paint. Some people were asking me, is it really that good? Can't you just get chalk paint online? Can't you just make your own? You can, absolutely. But I just love Waverly Chalk Paint. I love the way it covers. I love how thick it is. I love their colors. So yeah, so I stick with it. But I'm not against other paints. I just like this. So I'm hot gluing those 4 beads right to the bottom as little feet. And I'll flip it over here in a second. And the hot glue worked fine. if you would like to make it really permanent, you could use the Fix-All glue from the Dollar Tree. I really do love that glue, and I think it works just as good as E6000. So I'm just using this little box thing from the Dollar Tree, and I am just wrapping some twine, some Dollar Tree twine around it over and over and over and over again. Then I just put a little string at the top, and I let the rest of it just hang, and then I pull it off. And then what I'm going to do is just cut the bottom, and I'm sorry, this is out of frame, and I cut the bottom, so now it's just all the squiggles. And I will make a little tie around the top area, and I just keep wrapping it around and then knot it really well. Make sure it's tight. A couple knots will be good. And there you go. Did I wrap it yet? I don't know if I wrapped it yet. No, there I'm wrapping it. Okay, here I'm wrapping it. I'm wrapping it around, and I think it gives it a better look than just tying it once. And yeah, I love those little tassels. They're super easy to make. Okay, so I cut off any excess, or you can just let it hang down, but I just cut it off. All right, so the next thing I did was I got a long piece of the string. I just cut off how much I thought I needed, and then I'm taking some tape and I'm putting it around the ends so it will be easier to feed through these wooden beads. So I picked all the same, and I picked this, I don't know, like I think it's coffee color. Again, it's just they don't have the ridges like the last ones did, and I just started just stringing them on, and I didn't really count them, but I did it until I thought it was a good length, and now I'm making the final tassel. So I wrap it around just like I did the other one, and I put my string through, I pull it off, there you go, it's ready to go. And now I'm going to take that same string that had the tape on it from the other part, and this is how you join them together. Now you're going to knot that. Whatever's left over, I just tuck back in those beads so you don't see them. So I'll cut a little off, and then I tuck that back in. So remember to go around your tassel, because I like the way that looks. And now I'll cut off any excess on the ends to make it straighter. And there we go. So the last touch I will do is I'll take a Dollar Tree candle and a little piece of greenery so I can lay it right there on that stand. And I'm going to take these beads and lay them right on top. So this is it. This is my final reveal. Let's take a look at everything I made for this hop collab. I love these spring DIYs. I love wooden beads, and I loved that I was able to use them in 3 of these projects. So yeah, I am so loving that wooden bead wreath. I'm going to go with that is my favorite by far. So you tell me in the comments below which one is your favorite. And remember, check out the other girls and the hop. I'm so excited to see what they made as well.
So that's it. That's the end of my video. I hope you liked everything you saw here today, and I hope it inspires you to make something of your own. If you have not checked me out at Instagram, please do so at CatLunaDesigns. Remember to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye! Hi, welcome back to my... Remember to go check out the playlist to see... No, there's no playlist today. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So that's it, I can't. I'm just laughing. Can't get it right, girl. If you have not checked me out at Instagram, please do so at CatLunaDesigns. Oh, man. So that's it. That's the end of my video. Stop laughing, girl. So that's it. You're laughing. So that's it. That's it. I can't even start now. Stop it. Don't stare at me with those chips in your mouth. So that's it. Oh my God. Okay. Did I say that right? I don't even know. I'm like sweated.